In 2017, there was a data breach on the company Equifax. This data breach included personal identity data on 146 million Americans. Only one company was breached, and it was small compared to many other companies that collect large amounts of data. If a company such as Google were to have a large-scale data breach, the personal data of nearly every person on Earth would be accessible to anyone. Virtual privacy is not a new issue. People have been dealing with it since the creation of the internet. Some existing policies which were created to tackle virtual privacy include the Virtual Privacy Act of 1974, 2020 edition, and the Children's Online Privacy Protection Rule. These policies attempt to address the primary problem with virtual privacy, which is that people's data is being collected and used without their knowledge. This is done on a massive scale. Over 85% of websites collect the personal data of their users, and it is often done without the user's full permission. The United States federal government needs to not only pass a policy that prevents companies from collecting personal data, but should also require the use of anonymous data grouped by interests to allow free services to continue operating without the use of personal data. Such a policy would protect people's data while also allowing for the continued usage of free services previously powered by this flow of data to advertisers. This would be made possible by creating pools of interests and putting people's accounts into these pools. The policy would allow advertisers to reach interested people while not giving them access to any individual's data. This would be done by having companies sell advertisers temporary usage of these anonymous pools. The system would also allow companies to allow others to use these general pools as well, just by having the user sign into an account created by the companies who created the pools. This gives the companies that run ad-supported platforms an alternative to collecting and selling personal data to these advertisers. This alternative is a necessary part of preventing companies from collecting people's data. This list of pools would be created by having the user input a list of interests that they would like to be shown ads for, and have another list of the applicable pools stored in their account. However, there needs to be a way to update these pools as people's interests change. So this update could be done in one of two ways. The first way is to prompt the user to add or remove their interests from the list they created, and this prompt could be shown every couple of months to once a year, while also allowing the user to change it at any time. The second way would be to automatically update this list based on what the user is interested in, without storing any data on the specifics. This could be done in conjunction with the manual lists with a toggle that the user could disable. The benefit of this list of pools is that the user's data stays safe with them, while also giving advertisers the ability to reach truly interested customers without the moral problem of having access to people's personal information. A benefit of this solution is how it provides security and privacy while not significantly altering how people use the internet. Some people believe that virtual privacy is either not the problem or not possible to solve in the long term. Addressing the former. Even if a policy was created that forced companies to disclose all data collection and their methods, the average U.S. citizen would not read through it. Only 9% of people always read privacy policies, and another 13% only read them often. The problem with disclosure is the user. For the latter, people believe that virtual privacy is impossible because companies would just find other ways to get the data they need. However, if there is a good alternative provided, they won't need to find ways around the limitations. That is why virtual privacy is not actually impossible. Due to the past motivations of the U.S. government, this policy has a high chance of passing. This is because it contains the solution to a problem they've been trying to solve since at least 1974. There is even an office within the U.S. government whose purpose is to ensure that these policies and rules regarding privacy are being followed. This is also an issue which Democrats and Republicans tend to agree on, meaning that it would not be difficult to reach a majority vote. It also has a good chance due to the many details that make it beneficial for everyone affected. This policy has benefits for everyone who uses the internet because it solves a major issue that people have with internet use. There are many ways to help solve virtual privacy, but right now the most important one is getting the word out. It is not difficult to share this information with others. From just telling them to sharing a video on social media, anything helps raise awareness for this solution to a problem that plagues us all.